We'll do that one.
All right, we can go ahead and ask. Ladies, can you name one reason why men should get married in today's day and age? And if you can't name anything, that's cool too.
Let's start here.
A reason men should get married?
Yeah.
To have a girl that can...
What?
To have a girl that can just like do all the basic things that take extra time off their hands. Like any girl that can help out a guy with basic things to make his life easier. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I worded that a little weird in the beginning, but any girl that can make a guy's
Hold that
life
question
easier.
one more time.
So the reason is to get like basic needs met.
Is that all that marriage is for?
Okay, I think a better question is this, bro. Name one benefit that a guy gets through marriage in the West that he wouldn't get through a regular relationship. That's a better way to phrase it.
Having an easier life and someone that can maybe emotionally support him, do all the small things, do
But
all
you
the
can get that in a
things.
relationship.
Wait, can you say that again?
You can get that in a relationship without being married.
You can, but
Here's a but.
yeah, you can.
Okay.
Here's a but.
Is there anything that any of you guys can think of where a guy would get a benefit of being married that he wouldn't get in a regular relationship?
I could say that it depends when you find the right girl, because I always say, and I've heard it a lot
But
of
if
times
she's the right girl,
before,
won't you get in a relationship without
that-
a marriage?
marriage is like a business. So when you put your finances together and when you put your strategy together for life and you actually team up together, then it can become a strategic plan for your life. But if it's just somebody for the benefit of having comfort, having sex, having your home taken care of, that's when it starts actually becoming a loss in your life.
But does it benefit a guy to combine his money with a girl, when a lot of the times men bring more money than women?
So that's why I think that that's when it comes in with the whole strategy for life. So when you guys are teammates and you guys have a common mission, a common purpose, and you both have these strengths that you guys can fill in each other's gaps. Like, for example, with my husband, like, he doesn't have a lot of the strategy part, but he's a strategy in terms of like connecting to market, connecting to emotions, and the appeal to where it kind of takes more of a feminine approach for that kind of things. But then he's more like, okay, I can handle the finances. I need to know closing the sales. Need to know this stuff. So
Well,
when
he
we
could get that
partner-
out of you with you being his girlfriend, realistically speaking. He doesn't have to marry you to get that benefit, being honest.
Yeah.
So the question,
that's
ladies,
right.
is specifically, what would they get
For
out of
marriage.
marriage that would benefit them that they can't get out of a relationship?
Yeah, I guess, I mean, the marriage is just a piece of paper.
Okay.
So,
Can anyone think of anything?
Marriage is a promise, no?
I guess you can make that argument.
I think that it's a contract as well.
Promise to what?
Promise to both being loyal to each other and like fulfilling the
Yeah,
the
but what
common
benefit
goals.
what benefit does the guy get that he wouldn't get in a regular relationship, though?
Okay, so I think that with anybody in a relationship.
That's for her.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, it's good.
No.
Okay. Oh, she didn't have anything.
Don't dodge it. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that when it comes to having a partner, the luxury of having a partner or a village or a community in your life is the fact that you can lean on someone when you're weak in certain areas, and then they have those strengths in the areas that you're weak and vice versa. So I think that having a partner, it means that
But you're getting
marriage-
that in a relationship without the marriage title. The question is specifically.
I mean, yes, but I think that it goes based off of preference. Marriage is a complete and total business deal at the end of the day. Like, it is
But
y'all
he's saying
creating.
without signing a contract, you can get all those benefits.
You could get all those benefits without signing the contract.
But that's why I'm saying it depends on preference. It doesn't necessarily, because some people.
Oh.
The tax
No, I'm saying that
benefits-
because my mom, she's been with her boyfriend for 12 years. They have no desire on getting married. My mom has been married before to my father. So, and I've asked her plenty of times, well, you don't want to marry him? And she'd be like, no, I really don't. And I'll ask him and he'll say the same thing. So I just think it depends on preference, because I know.
Translation: he don't want to get married, and she
Exactly.
accepts it.
No. It was my mother.
Really?
Yeah, no tea, no shade, sir. Anyways, I just think that when it comes to marriage, because I have grandparents, my grandma's about to be 100 in November.
Wow.
She spent 80 years with my grandfather before he passed away. So I think it depends on preference, but mostly strengths and weaknesses with what your partner and you have.
That didn't answer the question at all.
I wanted to answer your question.
Okay. One benefit.
Yeah, exclusively to marriage, and that union, I
Yeah.
was gonna say some people don't fully devote themselves in the relationship status as they would once it's finally like a marriage and union.
That benefits the man.
Mm.
But yeah, if
Really?
you have a fully devoted wife, like that's what I'm saying. Some people don't give or, kind of show off or do as much as they would until that,
Let me ask you a question. Who's
To their
likely to work
marriage.
harder? An employee that has a job that is guaranteed in their tenure, they can't be fired, or someone whose position is unsure?
who would work harder?
Yeah.
Probably the person whose position is unsure. 'Cause they want to keep their job.
Compromise.
Oh, so wouldn't it be fair to say by that same analogy that a girlfriend is probably going to be work harder than a wife would?
Not necessarily.
Why?
Yeah, I could.
Because
Go ahead.
some women may believe, they're not going to cook for a man until they're, that wife status, or they may not do XYZ or help out in XYZ way until they become a wife. They're given that status of a wife. So, I was saying,
If you're trying to get a job, or if you're in a position and you want to get promoted, wouldn't it be fair to say that you need to do what that position requires before you get the job?
if you look at it from a job promotion type standpoint,
Yeah, but isn't that what promoting a girlfriend to a wife is?
I mean, not
Realistically
necessarily.
speaking? No? Why not?
Because that's what I'm saying. Some guys will make her the wife if they want, based off what she says, I'm not going to do XYZ till you make me a wife. Then they're going to.
But is that a man that a woman
abide.
actually wants that doesn't have the ability to dictate terms? She's running the relationship if he's on her terms like that.
Not necessarily.
Men get into
Really?
relationships all the
Yeah.
time with women who don't do certain
Anything.
things.
But do those
and
men
they're made a wife.
So I think what he's
But
saying
do
is that
those women
following up-
actually respect their husband?
Be honest.
Realistically speaking, if you can bully him around like that and say, I am not going to do X, Y, Z
I won't.
unless this happens, who has the power?
I don't think it's
Hold
about.
on. Who has the power?
In that situation, you could say that she holds power.
Okay, now,
but there might be
hold on.
other
Hold on.
rules.
Hold on. That's
you
very
know.
important. You're saying that she holds the power. What are women
Mhm.
attracted to? When they have the power or when the man has the power?
When a man has the power.
Ah.
There you go.
So wouldn't it be fair to say
But
that if
that's
she has the power and she's
situational.
able to do
It
that,
might not apply to every single situation where she has the
Generally.
power over the man.
Generally, though.
Or
if she's
generally
able to
speaking.
dictate something that important like marriage, where that guy is going to put himself in a compromising situation and lose half his assets if this doesn't work out, I would argue she has an overwhelming amount of the power. She's able to bully him into marriage.
bully into marriage.
That's absolutely what it is. She's
I don't
bullying him
like
into
that
marriage.
word.
What?
I feel like it's setting a standard. It doesn't have to be bullying.
If he doesn't want to
If
get
you
married,
care about somebody, you're not thinking about, oh, well, I need to protect my. And I'm saying this. Take my words with a grain of salt, or for lack of better
Trust
words,
me, we do.
you're not. No Tino shade.
See, I'm funny,
Be
right?
quiet.
I'm funny. I'm funny, right? There
You
go.
are. But in all seriousness, I think that sometimes women have a certain standard, and some men that may not live up to that standard are not prepared to hear things that they're not ready for or haven't experienced. They say, well, listen, I'm okay with X, Y, and Z. Are you okay with that? It's important to meet a partner that's okay with your standards. It has nothing to do with saying, because I'm not, like you just said, I'm not dating a man that I can run over. I don't think that's attractive at all. I
Okay.
want you to lead with reason and not be led by a blind horse. But at the same time, my standards shouldn't offend you. They should motivate you.
well, here's the thing. Women are blind horses. And what I mean by this
Uh-oh.
is that, the controversial take, women are blind horses. And what I mean by that is that women are ruled by their emotions, okay? She might feel, I want to get married. With the translation, I want the wedding and I want the ceremony, etc. But do they want to actually be a wife? I would argue most women don't. And if a woman sits there and says, I'm only going to cook and clean for you or have these wife duties, if you elevate me to wife, that's ridiculous.
Red flag.
That's ludicrous. Can you go into your job and say, promote me to CEO?
Then I'll become
And then
that
I'll
person.
become that person. No, but we live in a crazy clown world where women are able to dictate terms and tell you, this is what I want, right? And then your dumbass is supposed to go ahead and give them what they want without them necessarily meeting their requirements. Could you imagine?
I mean,
if,
Yeah,
hold on. Like, again, this is why female logic doesn't make sense. Could you imagine if you could walk into your employer's office and say, look, man, I want my salary tripled. I want these XYZ benefits. And then, and only then, I'm going to go ahead and complete my duties. And on top of that, by the way, I reserve the right to stop those duties at any time and
Get
still
pension.
get my salary and pension.
Yep.
Would that employer actually allow you to do that? Yes or no?
No.
The answer is a profound no.
Okay,
No.
no, but
Hold on. The answer is a profound no. That is exactly what marriage is. And that's what I mean when I say these women bully the men into the marriage, because marriage, realistically speaking, it was a trick question, ladies, doesn't benefit men at all.
never want to.
You can get everything that a woman provides without the confinements of marriage in today's day and age, especially with the way women are as far as, promiscuity and having sex. So it really doesn't benefit men at all. It actually puts them in a detriment. And that's why I'm arguing, if you're able to tell a man, I'm not going to cook and clean or display these wife duties until you elevate me to wife, and he actually complies with that, you ain't going to respect him in the first place, because that tells me he doesn't have leverage to tell you what the fuck it really is. If you are working at a Fortune 500 company or a prestigious law firm, you can't tell them, I'm going to be a partner and I'm going to do this after the fact. They're going to tell you, get the fuck out of here. We have other qualified employees that are better than you that we can hire that will gladly take your job. Then, and only then, will you respect that position, because you could be replaced.
It wasn't a point to just say, oh, I'm never going to do anything. I'm just going to be a horrible girlfriend until I'm a wife or whatever. But it's like, it's more so you're not
Well,
going
if you're not
to
cooking and
do...
cleaning, you're a horrible girlfriend by default.
That's facts, yeah.
But that's what
That's
what I'm
basic
saying
duties.
is what are the
I
rules
think
and
that's
responsibilities
basic duties
of a
of
girlfriend,
living.
and what are the rules and responsibilities of a wife, and what's the difference? Why would men get married if there's ultimately no difference?
For the
Outside
girl.
of that,
So also, question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yourself dating. You ever been in love?
Yeah.
Okay, question. When you're dating that guy, did you do wifely duties off rip?
Yes, I did.
So what?
But
You didn't-
that's me.
But you didn't need marriage, right?
No,
Why?
because I did it because I wanted to, not because I felt
Exactly.
obligated.
So marriage
obligated
is
to.
going to be based off of your preference or in your head what you think it should be, which means, as by default, you love somebody regardless of the facts. So if you're telling men you need to get married because if you don't, I won't become that wife, what are you really saying? You're saying that on some level, as a red flag, I'm going to change because it's going to benefit me in the future. Versus you love him generally, you're going to do it regardless.
Yeah, but
And not only that-
I asked, what are the responsibilities and roles of a girlfriend compared to what are the roles and responsibilities of a wife? And why would men get married if there's ultimately no
What if I
difference?
told you, Tricky? They're the same.
You're the same.
They're the
Yeah.
same.
Yep.
So that's
So
why
And
how
that's,
is
and
that
that's where so
different?
many girls fuck up. Like, they think, oh, I'm going to behave like a wife after I become a wife. That's why a lot of chicks don't get married.
That's
because
facts.
guys are
Yeah.
looking at it like, wait, you can't even do the job and you want the promotion? But only in America and in the West do we allow women to have crazy standards where they're able to demand things without providing the value
That's
back.
not even just
I-
in the West,
yeah,
though. They
it's
practice this
not.
in lots of other cultures. In African cultures, Nigerian weddings, they have to give money, give gifts, give
Hold on, but what are
promises
they?
to the
What
wife.
hold on. Let's put some onus on the females. What are they getting back in exchange from that woman? They're getting a virgin. They're getting a woman that comes from a two-parent household. They're getting a woman that understands basic rudimentary things of cooking and cleaning, not
correction,
Not
talking back,
necessarily.
not
always
interrupting.
get a
Stop for 2
virgin.
seconds. Okay, they're getting a woman that has some semblance of traditional values in exchange for them doing that. So my thing is, if y'all want to use marriage as the crutch, is the guy really getting a fair return back? The answer in the West in general is a no.
So is
Yeah,
it only in Western culture where women get or have sex before marriage? Is that the only difference? That's the only
Mostly.
difference that I heard.
It happens a lot in the West because we've decentivized sex. I mean, we asked you guys a bunch of you guys openly speak about sex with your parents.
Yeah.
In other places, that's a big fucking profound, like that's a
That's
no
an L,
no.
yeah.
So here in the West, we've sexualized women and it's open and that's fine. But what I am saying is that you can't sit here and be progressive in that aspect, but then want to be regressive in other aspects such as marriage.
I think that a huge thing that people are getting caught up on is like in Western society, marriage is such a huge construct because it involves these contracts and it does involve putting your finances together and tying yourself and then getting unmarried is so complicated. So the preference
And it only
of,
hold on. You're missing one important thing. It only benefits women.
and so the preference of what a marriage is.
I love how
is
she didn't
to-
address that.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about it, and what you're saying, it makes sense because what the preference of what people want a marriage for, and I've also heard men say they want a marriage, and then the woman is saying no. So I've heard that before, but I think what people are
That's rare.
tying
They've
the
been brainwashed.
what people are
That's rare.
tying marriage to is monogamy, and so they're like, okay, if this person marries me, they have to be with me for the rest of their life. And so that's like a preference that they put on it. Or if this person marries me, then our finances are going. And that's another perspective that some girls take. So they're like,
notice,
okay,
hold on. Both those things you just mentioned, monogamy and finances being tied together, who does that inherently benefit?
But I'm saying,
Hold on, that's important.
Yeah, that's
Who
what
does
I'm
it
saying.
benefit?
That's the man's perspective on when a man wants the girl to be married, it's because they want the girl to be locked down.
Yes.
No.
On some level.
No,
No,
that
no,
is
not
true.
some
That's what
level.
That's
The
what
two
I've
things
heard
you
from
just
men.
mentioned.
And then for girls,
hold on, stop. Because we actually, because if we're gonna have this conversation, we need to look at it from a holistic standpoint. What you just mentioned, the monogamy and then combining of the finances. Who does that benefit?
right? So
The
that,
women, most.